This is a story I was told about Brickell, and I'm going to have to look it up. We study developments, Miami. We're on our morning walks. This is Mary Brickell Park. I'm adjacent to the Icon development. Everybody knows Mary Brickell, but I was just told something that I didn't know, which was the guy whose land that we're on. We're next to this church right now. There's a new ground up development that's been proposed, and they want to tear the back of this church off back here, right there, the non-historic portion of it. And our building got everybody together. I heard. Our building got everybody together to speak against it. This is my man's right here who told me the story. That's the story. We'll see if it's made up or real. But he might know more about real estate down here than me. That's why you do real estate local. So the story goes that he told me that there was remains, 500 people planted up front here. And they took them all, gathered them up, and you saw this is a burial ground, right? And they put them inside of this small little building here, which I've never seen before. I didn't even notice it, right? It's got a nice paved pathway. Now, he says that he donated all the land, did all this stuff, and the bodies are right here. So, we're gonna take a look. This says Brickell. And you can see here, it's very high-end, pillars, everything. There are stones. I think if this is a true statement, they need to take care of this a little better. Looks like there's some dust and things that need to be cleaned up in here. But the story goes that this was and is where they put the remains of William Brickell, as well as the other 499 people that were buried in the front, where this was a cemetery. Now the next question is, did they go to this church? Maybe that's why there's so much controversy with this church. So that's something that we're gonna have to look into. But you guys know we study land and land lifts. And we were talking about how this is owned by some oil daddy money. The hotel here by the W. It was transacted, and these are silent real estate deals that nobody knows about. But when you study development, you start to learn how the capital markets work, especially for big mega projects. Projects over $1 billion. Residential developments over $1 billion. What I do is I take it from this city and I apply it to where I'm from. So in addition to that story that we're going to be studying, to see if that's a true story, the story of Mr. Brickell's remains being moved to a small hut in Mary Brickell Park, and why they decided to be buried right over here by the river. When they lived, who they were, I think that'd be a good little story to tell. The other thing that we're going to be covering is, now I don't see any in loving memory or anything like that. So monuments are another thing. Wealthy people tend to leave hints. They put their names on buildings, on schools. This is called Icon Brickell. This whole neighborhood's called Brickell. And so we're gonna study why. Who are the Brickells? Are there remains buried on this property? Is his wife buried on this property? How much land they owned? How they chopped it up? How much they sold it for? And how much net value they lost by not selling it to private developers and donating it. Maybe they didn't. Obviously, green spaces are important. Impact investing is important. These are the big, most debated lessons in real estate. Do you need green space? Can you move remains when land's worth $500 million? This is a $7.8 million or 7.8 acre site that this Icon was built on. At a valuation even at $100 million an acre, which land's going for now. But for large land tracts, this is an $800 million piece of land. This is the man that told me this story. And we're gonna be seeing if it's true. We're gonna fact check him. Where's there 500 people buried? Who's William Brickell? And why did they get to move his remains?
I give the whole story to you.
Yep, he got me in my today's story.